Siege.
The fans are filing in here in London, Ontario, Canada. We are live and set for the countdown to Under Siege.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following is a non-title contest set for one fall. Introducing team number one, Taylor Wilde, Kylie King. They are the Knockouts World Tag Team Champions, The Coven.
Thank you for joining us live on Impact Plus, Impact's YouTube and Fight. We kick things off with the reigning Knockouts World Tag Team Champions. Things have certainly changed for their recent dealings with the Death Dogs.
I mean, this thing with the Death Dolls has gone back and forth, but yes, you hit the nail on the head. Things have evolved to a whole new level. It was last night, Courtney Rush made her presence very, very well known, and tonight it gets real.
Their opponents, Courtney Rush and Jessica, the Dolls.
It was last night on Access TV. Jessica had to go one-on-one with Taylor Wilde. Wilde would win that matchup quickly given the involvement of Kylie King, but you could understand Jessica was supremely distracted. It was Rosemary who'd gone into the Undead Realm recently, and we were waiting to see if Rosemary would return before the hourglass ran out.
What emerged from the Undead Realm was not quite Rosemary, at least not in any sense of the word, and the name that we know. It was the debut of Courtney Rush. It was the first appearance, and now this version of the Death Dolls is something completely different, but honestly, they've never looked more in sync.
Courtney Rush saying, quote, Rosemary was borrowing my body for the last 7 years. And it's a very similar situation, though I don't think anybody is broken. Is that it appears that Havoc was doing the same thing with Jessica. It's hard to tell.
Well, that's right. I mean, ever since Jessica emerged and shed Havoc, if you will, there's always been a little bit of tension with Rosemary for months, it seemed like. And so that's why I say now that we've seen the emergence here of Courtney Rush, maybe these two are finally in perfect harmony, in perfect sync. The Death Dolls can reach their fullest potential.
And Courtney Rush backing up Taylor Wilde after the early exchange. I'm curious how Taylor Wilde is going to respond to this, because she's gotten to know Rosemary over the last handful of years, obviously, multiple years here in Impact Wrestling, but this is Courtney Rush. This is WrestleMania.
Sure. I'm so curious over the next several weeks, months, years, whatever it is, to get to know this side of Courtney Rush, this whole new personality here. I feel like we're learning new things all the time, but you hit it on the head again. Taylor Wilde, who's been so adept at manipulating this magic and everything, and seemingly turning it against the Death Dolls and Rosemary. This is a whole new type of opponent for the Coven.
If anything, I see this really paying dividends for the Death Dolls. If you remember, before Rosemary went into the Undead Realm, when Taya Valkyrie was still here, it felt as if there was some friction between Rosemary and Jessica, like they weren't exactly on the same page.
That's what I was saying.
But we'll see how this unfolds, and still to come tonight, once Under Siege gets underway at 8 p.m. Eastern, live on Impact Plus, Fight TV, and YouTube for Ultimate Insiders, we will see Giselle Shaw go one-on-one with Trinity in a first-time ever match, and also Kenny King in a first-time ever against Nick Aldis. Then a six-man tag team matchup to design, take on Sami Callihan, Rich Swann, and a partner still to be determined. We're going to find out who that is. And also, ABC defend their Impact World Tag Team titles against the Subculture in another first-time ever matchup.
And not only that, the X Division title will be on the line as Trey Miguel defends against Chris Sabin, as well as a #1 contenders six-man scramble match to find our next #1 contender to the Impact World title. And not only that, the Knockouts World Championship will be on the line as Deonna Purrazzo defends against Jordynne Grace. And if Deonna wins, Jordynne will not get a Knockouts World title match for as long as Deonna is champion. And of course, in our main event, the Impact World title is on the line as Steve Maclin defends against PCO. And if gets no disqualification.
And much to the chagrin of the Impact World Champion Steve Mackin, who last night on Access TV quote, killed PCO once and for all the previous week. And instead, Scott D'Amore told him, oh no, you are still defending the championship against PCO.
Thought he could maybe kick that opportunity to Champagne Singh, but to no avail. He learned, just like all of us learned, PCO does not die. And so far, the Death Dolls have stayed very well alive in this matchup.
Courtney Rush, legal, crashing into the corner. Jessica as well. Fans still filing in here to the Western Fair this week. Oh, in Ontario, Canada, and a misfire there for the Coven.
Do you ever think you would see Courtney Rush say, because I'm sick?
Hold on. Going for a sharpshooter here in Canada.
Wait.
Oh, drawing suplex. Denied there by Kylan King.
That's the power of Kylan King. Kylan King, who's been so impactful, absolutely pun intended there, since arriving here at Impact Wrestling. Huge difference maker.
And let's not forget, the Coven won the Impact Knockouts World Tag Team Championships in their first match as a duo against the Death Dogs.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And it was Kylan King's, correct me if I'm wrong, first match, official match in Impact Wrestling was that tag team title match.
Taylor Wilde is all over Courtney Rush. Oh, suplex into the Coven. Here they're taking control, hook to the leg, and a kick out. 71 days as champions for the Coven. They have continued to dominate, but they use the numbers. They certainly cut corners when they have the opportunity.
Take any advantage you can. I mean, that's a very impressive number for a relatively new team. Like I said, exploding onto the scene here. Winning the championships very, very early. Not only, it's one thing to win championships. Anybody can have a good night. They say things like that all the time, right? Everybody can have a good night. But to hold on to them.
Oh, now Wild's going for a cheap shot there.
Taking advantage of everything you can.
Oh, stop.
But to hold on for as long as they have, that's the real impressive accomplishment.
Oh, snap to the neck. There's the cover. Kylan King on Courtney Rush and a kick out. You got to wonder how much more of this can Courtney Rush endure. And frankly, we're learning about Courtney Rush live right now.
Moment by moment, see exactly what she brings to the table, but more important, personality. This is an entirely different side of the person, the being we've known for so long as Rosemary.
Of course, the Death Dolls in their Impact Knockouts World Tag Team title reign, the longest reigning all-female Knockouts World Tag Team Championship reign of all time. Such an impressive feat by the Coven to do what they did and become champions.
And as we always like to say, remember, this is a non-title matchup. But if the Death Dolls are able to pick up a win here, that has to go a long way to bringing them back into that non-title picture.
Courtney Rush worked away to the corner, fought by Wilde to make a tag, but the official didn't see it, was distracted by Kylan King, didn't see the tag, so can't make a legal tag.
Right, because Kylan King saw the opportunity. Yeah, very, very intentionally. I won't even shade around that. Not at all. Kylan King saw the opportunity to turn the referee's attention, because that's what it's all about. They have to see that tag. That is manipulating the sandbox you are given.
Manipulation being the key word.
Absolutely.
Oh, back elbow there by Courtney Rush, who needs a tag at this point, trying to break through, and in comes Jessica. Jessica is legal. Taylor Wilde alerting Kylan King.
Turning things around. The powerhouse of the Coven meets the powerhouse of the Death Dolls.
Kick right to the head, and now Jessica. Oh, jumping King.
Not done yet. Building a full head of steam here.
Oh, and the splash. Cover. What a kick out by Kylan King.
Take a little more than that. Put down the Knockouts World Tag Team Champions. But it's a good start from the Death Dolls here.
Another tag. Back in comes Courtney Rush.
Great synergy so far with the Death Dolls, but that'll put a damper on things.
Knee right to the small of the back. Kylan King makes a tag. Wilde is legal.
And looking to shut things down.
They've used this before to win matches. Oh, and Jessica intercepts King.
Great timing there.
On out, Rush. Rush is going for it again. What's the sharpshooter here in London, Ontario?
That's it.
Tap out. Wild taps to Courtney Rush.
Here are your winners, the Dog.
Courtney Rush and Jessica get a win in their first match together.
And you see them right there already making the motions for the championships. This has got to put them back in that conversation.
This is a huge evening for the Knockouts. The Knockouts World Championship is on the line tonight. Can Jordynne Grace end the new age of the Virtuosa?
I've told you all since I stepped foot into Impact Wrestling that this Knockouts World Championship belonged with the Virtuosa. And Jordynne Grace, she just can't defeat me. Let me be the first to welcome you all back to the age of the Virtuosa. Long may she reign.
I want to be the face of the Knockouts division. I want to be the face of this company. As long as Deonna Purrazzo has that Knockouts World Championship, she has that claim. At Under Siege, I will have one more opportunity to beat her.
This night belongs to the Virtuosa.
Deonna Purrazzo is the new Knockouts champion.
If I don't beat Deonna this time, I cannot challenge for the Knockouts World Championship again while Deonna is champion. The good news is, I don't plan on losing. Last week, what happened was an accident.
Jordynne Grace, some incidental contact with Deonna Purrazzo, but now Grace and Purrazzo have this issue to deal with, rolling towards Under Siege and their Knockouts World title match.
You know, Jordynne Grace says it was an accident.
I have one last opportunity to beat Deonna, and I want her to be at her best because I want to beat her at her best.
I don't just extend a handshake or a hug to anyone. I consider Jordynne Grace to be my friend.
I don't plan on losing to you for a fourth time. As of Under Siege, that title is mine.
Jordynne Grace, she just can't defeat me.
Well, the other titles on the line include this one. The Digital Media Championship is on the line as Joe Hendry defends against a man he considered a former friend in Dirty Dango.
It's our first of 5 title bouts this evening here in London, Ontario, Canada. Let's take a look at the fight bites for this Digital Media Championship match. Santino Marella, if you recall, was mysteriously attacked twice backstage recently. Dirty Dango took it upon himself to lead the investigation as to who attacked the Director of Authority. Dango had accused Hendry of attacking Santino despite some evidence pointing towards Dango being the real perpetrator, the missing chest hair on Dango's chest. That has led to this matchup here tonight on the countdown to Under Siege.
There he is, your Digital Media Champion, the inspirational Joe Hendry himself. But I have to imagine there's a little extra vice in the craw of Joe Hendry, and a little extra piss and vinegar, if you will, given this situation with Dango.
I'll put it this way. Joe Hendry did not have to defend the Digital Media Championship to get his hands on Dirty Dango. He wanted to defend his championship here against Dango. Somebody that I know Joe Hendry considered a friend, maybe not as greatly as Dirty Dango considered Hendry to be his best friend, but still, that friendship is out the window. It's about a fight here this evening on the countdown to Under Siege.
The Digital Media Defense Tour has made it to London, Ontario. And tonight's opponent is Dirty Dango. And he's had a little bit of an identity crisis, but this is not a surprise, because this is the guy who was a ballroom dancer, and then a fake police officer. Tonight, what am I going to get? Am I going to get a doctor, a scientist, a teacher, an astronaut, a parachute instructor? It doesn't matter what job he picks. The only job he's got to worry about is walking down to the ring so he can get beat up by the digital media champion. And the only job each and every one of you need to worry about is saying the two magic words, "We believe." And what they believe in is 252 pounds of pure motivation. They believe in the answer to all life's problems. They believe in Joe Hendry.
Fighting words from the digital media champion.
Ladies and gentlemen, the challenger from Tampa, Florida, Dirty Dango.
Last night on Access TV, we heard quite the rambling from Dirty Dango, talking about how the, quote, boys in the back don't really care. They care more about taking photos with each other, and the gratitude era, saying thank you after the matchup, than really trying to make any money or be stars. Says, I, Dirty Dango, I'm a star. This is what a star looks like.
You got your tour title? I can't disagree. Listen, he called that championship on the shoulder of Joe Hendry a toy title. That's how he thinks this generation, this crop of talent, treats things like the prestigious championship titles that they are holding. And yeah, they're so upset. I can't help but agree with a lot of what Dango said last night, man. This has changed a lot, not necessarily for the better.
And here's the thing about Dirty Dango. He went on to say that he's made his money. He's made his money outside of professional wrestling. That he doesn't even really care about this anymore.
I mean, he's a star in the ring. That's well established. He's been around the world. But outside of this man is making moves. He's a freaking real estate mogul. 7 properties valued at nearly $5 million. This guy is making moves all over the place. He does this because he loves it. And he knows what a real star is and what this business really needs.
Hold on, you say because he loves it. You got done last night saying that he doesn't care about it. He loves making the money. He loves being a star and feeding his ego.
What I'm saying is he loves the work of it. He doesn't want to be a social media star. He doesn't want to get a bunch of likes and a bunch of hashtags on his Twitter and whatever. No, he's in there to compete like a man, like a star that he is. He's here for the money, baby. He's here to do the work.
This is a championship matchup. The title can only change hands via pinfall or submission in the ring. Count of 5 here from the official, and Dango doesn't seem to really care about it. He was calling the Digital Media Championship a toy belt moments ago.
He's taking his time.
Count of 7. And Hendry made it clear he wants to fight.
He's breaking the count himself. Yeah, he does not want this all to end like that on a count out. But
a big clothesline by Hendry, who's been dying to get his hands on Dango. Remember, this all started because apparently it was Dirty Dango who executed those mysterious attacks backstage on Santina Marella and targeted Santina Marella, obviously, last night in his comments.
That's right. He said it was back at Rebellion as part of that tag team matchup with Santino Marella. And he looked up and saw and said, I can't believe it's 2023 and we're still here, expected to be the clown, expected to be this or that.
Now Joe Hendry, who was a part of that tag team matchup at Rebellion, teamed with Santina Marella, has a lot of respect for him and, of course, his company. Oh, going after Dirty Dango. And here's the other thing. Joe Hendry's the longest reigning digital media champion of all time. I think he's got to be pretty ticked off hearing somebody call it a toy title. It's insulting.
Oh, yeah. And we know exactly how much motivation Joe Hendry gives others. That's only because he's able to do that for himself. And there it is.
Caught by Hendry. Look at the power of Hendry.
Motivation and muscle to back it up.
A trust fall. And the way Hendry's rolling, this could be over in a matter of moments.
But don't count Dango out yet. I talked about the pedigree this guy has. World travel, man. This guy is a star.
Oh, and look at this. The squat here on the stalling suplex.
And another for good measure here. They get a hat trick. Oh, he's still going.
Not skipping leg day, 1 iota.
Just repping it out with Dango here and now.
There's a cover to hold on to his digital media championship and a kick out by Dango.
You can even just see it in the way Dango came out here tonight in the outfit he's wearing. Look at that. Shot right to the knee.
Oh, and left shoulder first into the steel post.
Brilliant. Brilliant maneuver there.
And look what it took for Dango to even get a slight advantage here in this matchup, and now all over Joe Hendry.
I consider picking his spot. Think about how smart this was, too. Joe Hendry lifts up Dango, holds him up there for what feels like 3 minutes, does a bunch of squats with him, tires his legs out, wears his legs out, his tendons, his muscles. Dango says,
holds on to win the championship, and a kick out by Hendry.
Dango knows what part of Joe Hendry's body has just been weakened a little bit. Boom! Takes advantage. That's a wrestler. That's a damn wrestler.
And look at Dango controlling the now injured left arm, left shoulder especially, of Joe Hendry.
One after the leg to take advantage of the arm.
Fireman's carry there, but still clutching at the injured left arm. There is Hendry. Oh, arm wringer.
Dango now just picking apart the digital media champion.
Dango taking his time. Hendry came into this matchup undefeated in singles competition here in Impact. A perfect 9-0.
Riding down on top of the arm of Joe Hendry there, driving it into the mat.
Under Siege beginning in roughly 8 minutes, live on Impact Plus, Fight TV, and YouTube for Ultimate Insiders at the top of the hour here in London, Ontario, Canada. A huge night of action still to come. This is our first of 5 championship bouts this evening.
And Dango is just laser focused on this arm.
Oh, and a cutter by Hendry. Dango taking a little bit too much time there in the corner, and Dango took advantage. Or Hendry took advantage, excuse me.
And that could be the opening that the champion needed. But how much damage has already been done to that arm, to that shoulder?
Now Dango lashes out there. Big uppercut. Working with the one good arm at this point. Hendry firing back.
Uppercuts, chops, all with the right arm, not the left. And Dango going downstairs.
Oh! Back elbow there by Hendry. And the digital media champion is starting to roll once again.
Firing up here. Getting some breathing room and tossing Dango around.
Beautiful fall-away slam, and Hendry back up to his feet.
And the look in the eyes of the digital media champion, saying it all, trying now, motivating the crowd to bring the energy. Dango here talking with the official.
On Dango. Oh! And Dango with a low blow right in front of the official.
Didn't even try to turn the official's back. Didn't seem like he cared.
And now Dango taking the opportunity to beat the hell out of Joe Hendry. Hendry was rolling, and Dango just lashed out with a low blow.
And to your point earlier in the matchup time, like Dango not caring, clearly didn't care about winning. A blatant low blow there, just trying to send a message to Joe Hendry, maybe to all the boys in the back, like he was saying. And now this could be the exclamation point.
Well, wait a minute, Dango is going up top, thinking about the down and dirty, and here comes Santino Marella. Santino's back.
It's been weeks since we've seen Santino. After everything that's gone down, you got to know how ticked off he's got to be.
Come back!
Marella checking on the digital media champion, Joe Hendry. The damage done by Dirty Dango.
Dango thinking better of it for a minute.
Well, Dango gets himself disqualified here, but in our main event, there'll be no disqualifications for the Impact World title. Can PCO end Macklin's mayhem? Alexander's era has come to a close. At Rebellion, we crown a new Impact World champion.
The mission is still the same. Different plan, different opponent, same mission.
And Kushida right out of the gates after Macklin. KIA! Once forgotten, now always remembered as a world champion.
10 days ago, the president of Impact Wrestling said if I beat Kushida in this very ring, you would hand me my Impact World title.
To be fair, Scott Moore did say those words in this very ring.
Macklin just got the boss.
I have made it abundantly clear what my mission was from day one, and here I stand now as your Impact World Champion. This isn't just the changing of the guard. This is me setting an open challenge, an open invitation.
Here comes the president of Impact Wrestling, Scott D'Amore.
Fight! And Under Siege, you'll face Perfect Creation 1!
PCO battling through the security. Now look at Macklin retreating from PCO.
PCO wanted to catch me off guard, and he did. Come on! Someone in here! Who did this?
More by Macklin to Rhino. Macklin retains his Impact World Championship. And now Macklin attacking Rhino after the matchup. Now it's the chair to the knee of Rhino.
You know what? You want to go there? You want to play by no rules? Yeah. No problem. You and PCO now? No DQ. I'm not even done with him yet. At Under Siege, I am supposed to defend my Impact World Championship against PCO. That match is not happening. And after I win at Under Siege, you're going to strap this title around my waist.
Fine. Win, I'll come out and I'll strap the title belt around your waist.
Kind of glad you're coming to your senses, Scott. But what you're leaving out is you haven't named who PCO's replacement is at Under Siege.
I haven't named PCO's replacement because there is no replacement. At Under Siege, you're going to defend that championship against PCO!
He's alive! PCO ripping the championship away from Macklin.
The French-Canadian Frankenstein with his undead hands wrapped around the Impact World title. Is this the sight that we can see at Under Siege?
I cannot wait to see that. The main event of Under Siege, Macklin and PCO for the Impact World Championship in a no disqualification match. But so many great matches on tap tonight. Let's take a look at the card. Trinity is in action for the first time ever on an Impact Plus event. She goes one-on-one with Giselle Shaw.
And not only that, in one-on-one action, Kenny King finally gets his hands on Nick Aldis.
Plus a six-man tag team matchup. The Design take on Sami Callihan and Rich Swann, plus a tag team partner still to be determined.
And ABC defend the World Tag Team titles against Subculture.
Trey Miguel defends his X Division Championship against Chris Sabin.
And it's a six-man scramble match for the #1 contendership to the Impact World title.
Also, Tiana Purrazzo defends her Knockouts World title against Jordan Grace. If Tiana wins, Jordan will not get a Knockouts World title match for as long as Purrazzo is champ.
And of course, the Impact World title is on the line as Steve Macklin defends against PCO in a no disqualification match.
London, Ontario, are you guys ready?
Let's do it. This is going to be incredible.
Ladies and gentlemen, Under Siege starts right now.